How long does it take to ride everything here along the Gemini Midway? Well, today we are going to find out. I hope you're ready and I hope you're excited. Let's go! All right, cool people, today we are headed to every place here on the Gemini Midway, including the flat rides, the coasters, everything that we can find. So I'm very excited to get into it, and our very first one here is Power Tower. Let's go. Power Tower says a 30-minute wait right now, maybe a little bit longer on the other side. I'm not sure that it'll even be that long, but that's where we're headed right now, so let's go. I have discovered that the downside takes a lot longer. They take you up much slower, and the entire ride just seems to take a lot longer, so the line gets a lot longer for you. But over here, this line, they just sit you in the seat and they shoot you straight up. It's easy, it's quick, and that's what we're doing right now. And that was a 33-minute wait there for Power Tower. I think we're gonna have quite a few lines from this point out today, unfortunately. Yeah. Let's go. Now we are headed into the Super Himalaya. Like I said, we're gonna have some long lines today. Let's go. This is the longest line I've ever waited in for Super Himalaya. That's actually kind of part of the fun of this challenge, because I ride things that I would not normally ride at times that I would not normally ride. So it ends up forcing me a little bit outside of my box and making us see some things that are maybe a little bit different from our normal days here at Cedar Point. First of all, Corkscrew says an hour and 45 minutes. That sounds miserable. But thank goodness they've closed it. So we're not going to be riding Corkscrew right now. Hopefully, maybe we can hit it later on today, or we can just count it as our loss for this day. But either way, we're going to head down to our next spot and see what it will be like. And that should be Magnum next. So let's go see how Magnum works and how big that line actually is, and if it's something we can complete quickly. Now, the cool thing with a coaster being closed down is that means usually the line will get a lot smaller unless everyone decides to stay in it while it's being maintained. So hopefully that line will get substantially smaller, and then when we get into when we get done here, I can head over to Corkscrew and see what that line's like. It may work well for us, but we'll see. Let's go. I can already tell this is a long line for Magnum, but it says an hour. You know what? I'll live with an hour, that's fine. Hey, so we're gonna head on into Magnum now. Maybe it'll be a little bit shorter than an hour, but I believe this could very easily be an hour line. So let's go. I don't think I've ever seen the leaves this aggressive before on closing day. We sat here for a little bit and nothing moved, but now people are going up the stairs. So I'm assuming that means it is still running, it is going. We did not move for 5 minutes. So Trent does not wait in lines that are not moving. Therefore, we are now out of here and going somewhere else. We're on our way down to Gemini right now. So we're gonna actually go all the way to the end of the Gemini Midway, hit Gemini, which says a 15-minute wait right now, which would be pretty decent. And then from there, we're gonna work everything on the way back to hit as much as we can on our way back after that. So let's go. Now, another thing that I need to do on my way is hit the beer stand or some sort of a snack. So they do have the Happy Fryer, they do have Summer Brews, and I'm going to be hitting up Summer Brews because this is going to be a long line and I need something to make that line a little bit more happy for me. So let's go. It's looking like a 45-minute wait for Gemini. Longest wait I've ever waited in for that ride, but we're gonna wait in it just because we have to. So let's go. At least in this area, we made up our time on alcohol. One thing that's nice is at least the line has been moving very, very quickly this entire time. there are 2 trains for each. So it's been not really a massive, like, horrible wait. It's moved very quickly. It's just we've still had to wait for a long time. It's at least better, though, than when it's at a standstill. All right, and we are now up here. Let's go. That has been a 56-minute wait. That has been a 45-minute wait. Really more like a 40-minute wait. Scratch that. I'm not sure what's happening, but there's some sort of a thing, unfortunately. Okay, that was actually pretty easy. 45 minutes. They just didn't release the blue train. So this one just sat here for a while because they're redoing it. So the red train is still waiting on the next 2 blue trains to get, like, this blue train's already here. Once again, never mind. It's still down for some reason. It's all gotten back to kind of normal, but I don't know, maybe they're just cycling this group of trains while the next red train comes up. But, I mean, this line is going to be just absolutely ridiculous by the end of this. All right, it's open. I'm not sure how long it's been, but it's open. Let's go. Wow, that was an hour and 5-minute wait to ride Gemini. An hour and 5-minute wait for Gemini. That is ridiculous. And there was no reason for it. There was no reason why it needed to be that big. It was just, I don't know what was happening. They couldn't get it together. Unfortunately, I'm not sure that anything is going to be shorter than that right now. So we're just kind of going to go hit whatever's next until it's time to go see some shows. Hopefully we can hit it all, but we'll see. So next is Pipe Scream. This may be the longest one that I've done for any of these, not this ride itself, but this section of the park may be the longest I've ever done. Now, this is the day before Cedar Point closes, so, I mean, obviously that's going to be part of it, but lines are very, very long, and you have a lot of people here today, so it's, yeah, not going to be the perfect day, but we'll wait in some lines. Like I said earlier also, this gets me out of my normal flow here at Cedar Point. So it does allow me to see some things that are kind of different. It also ends up taking me to places that are not so great. Because like this ride really should be ridden at the very end of the night. But I don't really have that option with this kind of challenge. It's just this area and as fast as I possibly can do them. But there's really no right or wrong answer here. It's just ride them as quickly as you can. So that's what I'm doing. It's not going to be perfect, though. Okay, though, Gemini at this very moment says a 15-minute wait. Cedar Point, what are you doing? That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. It's obviously incredibly huge at this point. Why in the world would it still say 15 minutes? Get it together, Cedar Point. The app is just horrible. Today is one of those days where you just have to ride something. If you don't ride something, then you're not going to get on anything. You have to pick a wait and decide to wait the hour or hour and a half that it's going to be one way or another. That is just sometimes what you have to do here at Cedar Point. We got in line at 4:18. It is 5:12 right now, so it's gonna have been about a full hour of a line. Let's go. And with that, it is now 5:20. It was an hour-long wait for Pipe Scream. An hour-long wait for Gemini. It's ridiculous. It might be done in 2 parts today instead. So we may still hit all the rest of this. But you may either see it on a different day or later on tonight. We'll see how the rest of this evening goes. But I have a date with Lusty Lil. Actually, no. I have a date with Lusty Lilith. Not Lusty Lil. Lusty Lilith. try to get in here to Magnum right now. I don't have a lot of time, so I want to make sure it's going to go by quickly. All right, I might be able to hit both coasters, which will be really good. I have 16 minutes left to get onto one more coaster, so let's hop on Corkscrew here. Hopefully it doesn't have an egregiously huge line like we had earlier today, and we can get some decent stuff in. Now, this only happened because I wanted to go see a show, so to be completely fair, you know, I didn't quite adhere to the rules of my own challenge, but it's my challenge, so who cares? 0 weight for Corkscrew. Let's go. It is slightly drizzling, but it is a perfect walk on right now. Walked directly in. It does look like they're at one train ops right now though, so we're kind of having to wait for a little while just on the next train, but other than that, we're good. 2 coasters in at the end of the night tonight. It's not quite, we have like 7 minutes left in the night, but I'm not running to hit anything else. These cold fall evenings actually kind of make it easier for the season to end, for me anyway, because you start to actually feel how cold it is, and you start to realize that if they don't close, you're not going to enjoy coming here anyway. So even though I wish tomorrow night they were open later than 8 o'clock, even 10 o'clock would feel so much better than the 8 o'clock closing time that they have. But even though I wish that was the case, it's definitely nice to be able to be here and to enjoy one final day. It just makes it feel kind of like the season ends with a whimper when it closes at 8 rather than closing at 10 on the final day, or even midnight on the final day, but 10 would be better. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me as I rode every single thing on the Gemini Midway, except for 2. Let's see how long it took. It took 3 hours and 40 minutes. 3 hours earlier today and 40 minutes just tonight for me to hit everything. Like I said, Sands, 2 rides, Monster and Lake Erie Eagles tonight on the Gemini Midway. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. If you're not a cool person yet, then press that subscribe button. That subscribe button makes you cool people. So join us all here on this channel, a whole group of cool people, and let's go. Hey, thanks for watching. I release theme park related videos at least a couple times a week, so press that subscribe button if you made it this far. Also, check out similar videos in the playlist to the right or find my newest video to the left. Thanks again, and let's go!